these filmmakers weren't really interested in doing the expected Hollywood thing. They were interested in breaking rules, not following them, and I liked that approach, you know. They seemed, it's rare, I feel like, in this industry where you get somebody or a group of people that seem like they're truly in charge of the creative outcome of their work. It's rare that you get the impression that you're making the kind of movie, everyone's making the same kind of movie and that they're in charge of it, and I liked that. I got that impression from them. And there was I don't know, they gave me a lot of freedom. You know, I talked to Channing and he seemed to have a lot of respect for this character. The red velvet cake, yeah, that's my favorite. I spent a whole day at work eating red velvet cake. Not bad. Not bad. I didn't have to do much. It was mostly, I mean, it looks very spontaneous, that dance, but for the boys, it was very choreographed and practiced. They had a lot of work to do. I think they worked on it for months, or, you know, that and the other dances, of course. My job was just to not get injured. Actually, I laughed through the entire thing, and we filmed it over 2 or 3 days, and I laughed.
Nice to meet you. Magic Mike.
Well, I think that we're seen as strong in this movie, for instance, even though we don't particularly exercise a whole lot of, well, at least my character doesn't have to overtly exercise a lot of control or power for her to be perceived that way. But the impression I get from people is just that. And I think what it is, the difference is, we're not being relegated to the same limiting and narrow archetypal sort of restrictions that we normally are. We're normally so restricted in movies. In this movie, we just so happen to be liberated from those expectations, those conventions. Or women, I think, see that and recognize that as organic. They recognize the real strength in a woman who's not, they recognize a woman who's not being marginalized, and they see it as strong. And that's, I think, the most important commentary you know, that I can offer in regards to that question. It's just like, look what happens when we're just not dumbed down, when we're just not limited. You'd be surprised, they're like a bunch of buddies, you know, and they've known each other a long time, but strangely, it didn't feel, I didn't feel alienated, I didn't feel left out. They are very inclusive and friendly from day one.